We go back in here. These are going to be 9-3 and 9-4, so Major League next contestant, never before. Again, mom will be a litter mate to that $22,000 barrow that wins the perfect time in barrow battle. Grandma would also be the mother of Trick Pony at Hoff Schultes, a new boar there at Mullets, and then a gilt that's been very successful for the ham crew there in Oklahoma. So 9-3 is going to be the bigger outline kind of Hampshire marked gilt. 9-4, again, Hampshire marked as well, but the smaller kind of stouter gilt.
Yeah, I think 9-3, guys, is just absolutely awesome from the side. If you want to talk about one that's got all the right parts and pieces, you know, when you're describing balance and look and extension, I think she's very, very good. And then, you know, when we talk about one that's got a level hip and a hip and hind leg that can go all day, you know, 9-3 really fits that description. You know, for me, I think that one's just ultra good and a feeder's dream. I mean, you can do whatever you want with a bucket and get along just fine. And not to take anything away from the 9.5 by any or 9.4, excuse me, by any means, but because that gilt's maybe just a notch chunkier and a little more moderate just in terms of her type and kind. But I think if you want one to feed long term, that one's also very, very good. Maybe just a little slower out of the gate, but the skull and the bone and the feature of that gilt, I mean, if you get her, you know, tuned up and nice and fluffy, I think that one's awfully hard to beat just because of how much feature and how much stoutness she has, but still really good up front, still has a good enough look that she's got all the mass and power behind, but could still balance upright and give you some good looks.
Again, a contrasting pair and a good contrasting pair. The bigger gilt, the 9.3, I would call that a build hog to be fed into a power hog, and I'd see the 9.4 as being a power hog fed into a build hog on the opposite end of it and fed maybe in a different way. This 9.3, the bigger scaled one, the green one, you know, if you look at her, you know, some people say, oh, she's not wide enough chest or she's not big enough butt. Just watch, just wait and get that one fed right. And that one is going to be a really good big one, I think, and can be very good, I think, pretty early in the season. There's enough there to hold that whole thing together. Really like that one, the way she travels and really reaches and goes behind, and look how much length she has out in front of her blade. She's really, really good from that aspect, and that's going to be a good one for a long period of time. From the opposite end of the spectrum, you got this 9.4 there that is a stouter, bolder one, more moderate in her framework, and there's a lot of hog there. There's a lot of bone, a lot of stoutness, a lot of width, and you got to feed her a little slower and feed her just a little different, and probably over a longer period of time, she'll be better in the end than she is going to be early because she'll grow into herself really over a longer show window.
Yep. Absolutely, and again, kind of show window wise, 9.3, which was the bigger outline gilt. I mean, I think that one can show early in terms of just build and look, but in the same sense, her better days are going to be later on into the summer when she kind of reaches those upper weight limits. The 9.4 gilt depends on, I guess, the state you're from, etc. I think that one rocks and rolls as a young market gilt early, and again, I guess we're going to try and be as honest as we can on this preview. I think that one, under the right feed bucket, can be incredibly elite and show for a very, very long time. Needs a patient feeder that's willing to let them kind of do what they need to do, just from a frame perspective. But I think, man, that one can swing for a big piece in the right home. So, again, the bigger outline gilt's 9.3, the small gilt's 9.4.